Columbus is famous for discovering America, right? Which is impressive considering people already lived there. But here's the real question no one asks. Were Africans crossing oceans before Columbus ever got lost? The short answer is that Africans were master navigators earlier than Europe, and one West African empire may have tried something very bold. So let's talk facts and not fantasy. Alright, cool. Let's get into this by resetting the myth. A lot of us were taught that Africans didn't sail the open ocean, that Europe invented navigation, that black people stayed put until they were dragged somewhere. None of that holds up. Africa had seafaring cultures, river and coastal navigation, long-distance trade routes, and advanced astronomy and cartography. You don't run a global gold economy by accidentally floating places. Now let's move on to Africa's navigation tradition, the foundation. Long before Columbus, Egyptians sailed the Red Sea, East Africans dominated the Indian Ocean trade, Swahili sailors navigated to Arabia, India and China, while West Africans mastered river systems like the Niger and Senegal. These weren't canoes and vibes. They used star navigation, seasonal wind patterns, monsoons, shipbuilding techniques comparable to Europe. But here's the important point. By the time Europe started exploring, Africa was already connected to the world. Europe wasn't late to the party, they just arrived loudly and wrote the guest list. Now let's talk about the story everyone argues about, the Mali expedition, the big question. Mansa Musa and his predecessor. In 1324, Mansa Musa, ruler of the Mali Empire, told scholars in Cairo something shocking. He said the previous ruler, often identified as Bakr II, gave up the throne to lead an expedition across the Atlantic. According to Musa, the first fleet never returned. A second, much larger fleet sailed. The ruler never came back. This account was recorded by Arab historian Al-Umari, a contemporary source. That part documented. Imagine quitting your job as emperor because you're like, yeah, I just want to see what's over there. Here's where we stay honest. What we do know is that Mali had the wealth, ships and manpower. West African currents flow from Africa toward the Americas. Africans were capable sailors. The expedition story exists in primary sources. Now what we do not have is archaeological proof of a Malian settlement in the Americas, African artifacts confirmed in pre-Columbian layers, genetic evidence tying West Africans to pre-1492 populations. So no, we cannot say Africans definitely reached the Americas, but we can say they tried, they were capable, and the idea is not absurd. History isn't Netflix. Just because we don't have the footage, it doesn't mean nobody left the house. So why does Columbus still get the credit? Columbus wasn't special because he sailed. He was special because Europe wrote the history. His voyage triggered colonization. It changed global power permanently. Exploration and impact. Plenty of people travelled before Columbus. He just showed up with receipts, weapons, and a PR department. Columbus didn't discover America. He filed paperwork. So why does this matter to the diaspora and us black people? This matters because it breaks a lie that Africans were passive, that Africans waited to be moved, that curiosity, risk, and ambition belonged to Europe. Even the attempt to cross the Atlantic from one of the richest empires on earth changes the narrative. Our ancestors weren't just cargo, some of them were captains. So So were Africans navigating the world before Columbus? Yes. Were they capable of crossing the Atlantic? Yes. Did one empire try? According to historical sources, yes. Did Columbus invent exploration? Absolutely not. Like, subscribe, and remember, history sounds different when you stop letting one continent tell it.